Pisces, welcome back. This week is a heavy emotional and karmically loaded week for you. And it's for you. It's hitting on the deepest layers of your soul contract with 6 planets in retrograde. Everything you've been avoiding, suppressing, or trying to make sense of is rising to the surface. All right, so if you're here, it's because something about this connection is activating you again. Maybe it's unfinished, maybe it's confusing, maybe it's impossible, feeling impossible to fully let go, and yet impossible to fully move forward. So today we are diving into 6 retrograde soul contracts type of spread and the deepest reading I offer. I don't know if you can see this, but these are the cards that I drew for you, Pisces. And underneath the deck, I drew for you the devil, and the world is just underneath that. All right. So, we're looking at your past life bond, the karma carried into this lifetime, the shadow work. You're triggering into each other the retrograde revelations, the future timeline, and the higher self messages guiding this connection. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. So, who you were to each other. So your cards is the 10 of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. So card 1, who you were to each other, was the 10 of Wands, upside down reversed. And so this shows a past life where the connection carried enormous pressure, emotional, spiritual, even survival based. And one of you carried the weight of the relationship alone. It was like your responsibility, your burden. And so the karma that was carried into this life is the Knight of Wands. Impulsiveness, unfinished cycles, emotionally instability, love bombing, and then get out. And so the past life promises a quick return in the next incarnation to finish the conversation. This connection always had momentum. It just wasn't completed last time. It's like, bam. Hey, lovely Amanda. Nice to see you. So I'm seeing here in a past life, one of you carried everything and the other moved just too fast, and the connection ended before it could even stabilize. And that unfinished energy is why this pull feels so urgent. And so the current lifetime that I'm seeing here is the reverse King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the reverse Five of Swords. So the reverse King of Swords here is saying you're overthinking. You feel mentally drained, emotionally unsupported, and you want truth. You no longer want to play those games. And so your true energy towards them is so you're overthinking, and then the energy towards you is they're reactive, they're impulsive, and they're defensive, but they're also very deeply drawn to you. They find you enchanting. So their approach is chaotic, it's not calming. And so the present soul lesson here is the reverse Five of Swords. And so the reverse Five Swords is this lifetime is about ending ego balance battles, and breaking the pattern of miscommunication, coldness, and emotional self-sabotaging. So right now, both of you want this connection, but neither of you knows how to communicate without triggering each other so badly. And so the shadow work is showing me here the King of Wands and the reverse Ten of Cups and Judgment reverse as well. So your shadow trigger is the inconsistent, it's the King of Wands. So that is the inconsistency triggers your fear of being too much, not enough, or not truly chosen, because this is your shadow. And their shadow is they trigger their fear of emotionally failure, or the fear of commitment, or there seems to be some fear of intimacy here. And then you have a shared shadow, and it's reverse judgment. And both of you avoid awakening or being accountable. Both of you know this connection is bigger than surface level relationships, and that truth really scares you. And so I'm seeing that the shadow here is a mutual shadow, which is piling up with avoidance, fear of emotional responsibility, and the terror of what this connection could really become. So now we're going to look at the retrograde revelations. Okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Three of Pentacles upside down. So what must be revisit during this retrograde is a lot to do with your worthiness and your self-worth and your standards, and the dynamic where you gave too much and maybe received not enough. And so what must be released is the Fool, being reckless and immature and inconsistent behavior and emotional avoidance, being too free spirit, or too naive. And so what must be rewritten oh, sorry, guys, is the reverse Three of Pentacles. And that's the teamwork, the effort, the collaboration. The connection cannot function if only one person is available. If it seems like both of you cannot stay on the same page, this just can't run smoothly. And so we have here these retrogrades demanding a reset, your self-worth, their maturity, the dynamic itself must be completely rewritten. I must be doing too many readings today. And so the reverse Two of Cups, the Lovers, and the Magician is under your union timeline and outcome. Good cards. So here you are, Pisces. I am seeing here that you stop accepting emotional imbalances, you stop tolerating half-effort relationships, but the post retrograde shift here is you facing the truth. If they don't feel the connection, then they don't feel the bond, and they can't pretend otherwise. So the future timeline I'm seeing here is a Magician. And this is about you manifesting a brand new start. And this is where the connection becomes so intentional, it's no longer accidental. And so I am seeing that once these retrogrades hit the peak, you stop settling, they wake up the truth, and the connection becomes something you both consciously choose. And so your guidance from the higher selves and destiny and your guides. All right, so you have the higher self message to you with the Queen of Wands. I've acted detached because I'm afraid of being fully seen. You're the only one who activates something real in me. I want to be seen. I want to be valued. I want to be beautiful. And your higher self message to them is, you need to meet me where I am. I am not you. I am not going to be. I'm not going to be happy while still in pain. And destiny message, the direction is justice upside down. So this connection is meant to transform both of you through clarity, truth, and emotional mastery, not through some illusion or attachment, but the laws of the universe is not able to be aligned with you if you're not aligned with that. So the higher selves reveal truth. This connection is here to evolve you, not to imprison you. So I'm here looking at the soul contract, which is the devil. And the soul contract here that is showing underneath this deck is about obsession, attachment, fear, shadows, and unleashing this karma. And so this is a connection that reveals your deepest wounds and your deepest desires. It forces you to confront what you avoided in others. So the devil is showing me here that the real purpose of this bond is to break the chains, not to repeat them. So this connection for you is ancient, intense, unfinished. And in a past life, this dynamic collapsed under emotional pressure, inconsistency, unspoken truths. And this came into a timeline carrying the weight of that ending. So one of you became tired and burdened, and the other became impulsive and emotionally unanchored and not developed. So in this life, this pattern repeated through miscommunication, emotional disconnection, and inconsistent effort. So neither of you felt safe enough to fully open, and yet neither of you could walk away. So these retrogrades strip both of you down to the bone, exposing your fears, your insecurities, and the karmic wounds that you both have been avoiding. The future timeline brings a huge shift, and you stop accepting imbalance, and they finally acknowledge the truth of this bond, and the connection evolves from chaos into creation. But the root of it all is the devil. And so this shows why this is so intense for you, Pisces. This isn't some casual thing. This is really karmic. This is transformative. This is meant to show you the parts of yourself that you've hidden, ignored, or minimized. This connection isn't here to destroy you. It is here to free you. So Pisces, to get a full read, check your moon side, your rising, and your Venus. Take a moment and like and subscribe my videos. And if this reading hit you in a deeper level, Pisces, if you felt the truth of it in your intuition of your body, that's because this connection isn't random. It is karmic. It is repeating, and it's pushing you toward a version of yourself that you've been avoiding stepping into. So the part that explains the obsession, the push-pull, the karmic loops, and the emotional triggers, what happens next? Join the members area, because that's where I'm going to do these really detailed readings. So if your intuition is nudging you toward clarity, follow it. And I will look for you in the members area. And Pisces, remember, your power returns the moment you stop abandoning yourself to the potential of someone else. And once these retrogrades complete, everything about this connection will shift. So be love to yourself, and the rest will follow.